Carrie Morgan, and I'm a yoga teacher.
My name is Dr. Chloe Costigan, and I'm a physical therapist. We are the co-creators of the PrePose Method.
Last week, we began the Crow Pose series using the PrePose Method.
So first we focused on the flexibility needed in the hip and the spine in order to attain the position of crow. And now this week we're going to be working on the strength needed in the hip and the spine in order to maintain that position. So the PrePose Method asks 3 questions. What do I need to focus on? Why does it matter? And how do I go about doing that? So today we're focusing on the strength needed in crow pose, specifically in the hips and in the spine. The first thing that we're going to focus on today is improving hip flexion strength. In order to increase the strength in hip flexion, Carrie's going to go on her hands and on her knees. This is going to a little bit more closely mimic the position of crow, so then we're increasing strength in a position that's a little bit more functional for what we're trying to do. Carrie's going to bring her right knee up toward her right arm as high as she can, and then she's going to bring it back down. So as she's doing this, she's trying to bring her thigh bone as close to her trunk and her shoulder as she can. She's going to do it 10 times on the right side, then 10 times on the left side. She's going to repeat that for a total of 3 times on each side, because with that repetition, that's how you start to build the strength. The next thing we're going to focus on is improving spinal flexion strength. So what we mean by that is improving your core strength. Why does that matter? Having adequate core strength is going to allow you to be able to stay in that dome position that's needed in crow, and it's going to give you a lot of stability.
Okay, so now we're going to start to work on strength in spinal flexion. So Chloe is in all fours, her wrists are under her shoulders, her knees are just a little bit back of her hips. It's fine. I'm going to ask Chloe to press down into her hands and round into her upper back. So she's got spinal flexion here, and now she's going to bring her pubic bone toward her navel. And as she does, she's going to push down into her feet and start to curl her tailbone in. So her knees are hovering, but her knees are still bent. She's pushing down into her hands. You can tuck your chin just a little bit more. And then she's looking for as much spinal flexion, that nice dome shape, as she possibly can. She's going to bring the bottom of her ribs toward her waist and her pubic bone toward her navel. Chloe's going to come down. You're going to practice these 5 to 10 breaths 3 times. You're trying to work up to about 15 breaths. Now we're going to start to work on spinal strength in spinal flexion with hip flexion. So Chloe's in all fours, wrists are under her shoulders, her knees are under her hips. And I'm going to ask Chloe to come into her best cat shape. She'll bring her chin to her chest. She's going to dome up into her spine here, and then she'll pull her pubic bone up toward her navel. Maintaining this beautiful doming, I'm going to ask Chloe to bring her knee to the outer upper arm, bringing her thigh toward the trunk. So as Chloe squeezes in, it's really easy to start to lose that rounding, but the work here is to maintain spinal flexion by using your core and getting as much hip flexion as possible. So Chloe will do 3 sets of these 5 times on each side. The next progression for spinal flexion and hip flexion to gain more strength is that I'm going to ask Chloe to come into that domed shape, the cat shape, and then she'll push down into her hands and lift her knees up off the floor. Maintaining the dome shape, Chloe's going to bring her knee to the outer upper arm, and she's going to practice maintaining the dome while trying to bring the knee as high up on the upper arm as possible. So Chloe, give us one more. Excellent, good. So this progression, let's do 3 sets, 5 times each.
If you want more PrePose, you can join us for our December 8th workshop at the Yoga Loft. It's at 12:30, from 12:30 to 2:30, and we're going to be working on headstand, and it's headstand for everyone. So come see how the PrePose Method can teach anyone how to work toward headstand.
And if you want to practice a lot more PrePose and go to Italy, Chloe and I are doing a yoga retreat to Umbria, Italy, June 15th through 22nd, 2019. So if you are interested in the workshop or coming to Italy with us, go to our website, www.thepreposemethod.com.